to MisUnderstood podcast. It's me, Brandy.
Me, Melissa.
And today it's just going to be a little update. I'm going to let her go first because I'm working on, as y'all can tell, see in the other videos, I'm working on not interrupting, letting her talk more. I'm just taking everything that people say into consideration. And I did turn off the comments because people were being very rude to me. And somebody called me a control freak. And, you know, I want nice, positive things. If I see it's not going to be positive, everybody has things they need to work on. And if you're just going to keep calling them out on it and then agreeing on, well, and it's no offense, well, I've noticed that, but I wasn't going to say anything. I'd rather you tell me and I can work on it than just see it happening. How am I supposed to know to work on something if you don't tell me? So saying, well, you noticed that and pretty much agreeing with other people, but you don't want to say anything, that kind of irritates me in a way because I'm here to learn. I'm here to get better. So don't be rude about it. Just tell me in a way so that I can, you know, work on it. Because I take constructive criticism well, but I could get mad a little bit. So it's like, if you just tell me nicely, it'll be all good. I just turned the comments off because I really didn't like what I was hearing. So I am just taking everything that I've heard and trying to work on it. So
The other day, I was supposed to have my son's t-ball game, which was Tuesday. And I got all excited, brought his present. So I sat at McDonald's with my sister until 6. She gets off early. We get to Hillsboro, literally, a text message saying the fields are still damp. I was excited to watch him and it was sad, but I feel for my son because he loves his sports, his soccer and t-ball. And yes, the fields were a little damp and wet, but it was like flooded in the dugouts. And, you know, getting on that red sand would mess up the uniforms.
yeah.
But good thing is, I got to still see him. He was practicing, and his foster mom told me I could come still see him. Gave him his present. He loved his present. He was already saying he wanted to take it out of the box and play with it. She was telling him, you gotta wait until we get home to play with it so you don't lose none of the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I love it when he gets excited about anything. He's excited. But here lately, this weather though, this past month and a half seems like it's been rainy. And where we're at, it gets real flooded. And last year when we moved here, it was like a few months after we moved here, where you go into town, the bridge got flooded. Even even in Clifton, like the back roads to Clifton got flooded. And just last week, it rained, it seemed like all week last week. And my brother-in-law got on Facebook and was like telling me, just letting you know, I just got on Facebook and, you know, in Clifton, you can't get any which way in Clifton got flooded. There's a little town outside of Clifton called Copper's Cove. He said he didn't know if you could get into Clifton from Copper's Cove that way, but he said all the other areas to Clifton were blocked off. So when we heard that, we're like, okay, well, bummer. Because it's going to make us get closed in too, because
we do everything in
Clifton. It's hard for us because the next town over is Clifton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Whitney is the other closest town, but even Whitney ended up getting flooded a little bit over the Whitney Dam, which was a bummer. That's the way I take to go see my son.
Well, it wasn't the bridge itself. It's just
the lake.
The lake, like where all the picnic tables are and stuff, were underwater, and the roads that you go to, the little campsites, it was all underwater. The bridge itself wasn't flooded. It's high enough it ain't gonna flood.
Right. Even now as we speak, it's raining and thundering.
Yes.
I get to go see my son this next week on Thursday. He was already telling me he is excited for Thursday. That's his last day of school. He's ready for the summer. But he's also told me he's ready for this weather to be done. He might be 5, but he just turned 5 Monday. Excited to go see him. I'll be coming back Saturday, which is this next weekend. I'm excited to hear what he has going last day of school. He's been doing real good in school. The color system in his school is a little different than what I grew up with. They do purple as like green. We did green, yellow, red. Blue is like yellow. If you get in trouble, you're on blue. And his green is purple. And I always ask him and how was school, what color you got. He goes, I got purple, Mimi. I was like, that's good. He calls me Mimi. It's cute. He loves art. This last time I asked him what he did in art class, he told me he painted a cactus. And then sometimes they do certain things on certain days. And he loves art, but the other thing he likes to do is show and tell. He loves show and tell. 'Cause sometimes, there's one time he got to take his pet hermit crab, and he got to talk about it. His name is Johnny. He loves Sing, and his favorite person in Sing is Johnny. So he named his crab Johnny, which is cute. That's my little update. Can't wait to go see him, and hope where y'all live, you guys, it's not raining or bad weather. Enjoy the nice weather when you can. Because right now it's terrible weather over here. I'm excited about the pool. We would have had I'm going to get off the soapbox and let my sister talk. Because I don't want to say everything.
Alright, this video is just, to update you guys. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I am trying to work on letting my sister speak more. Or if we have my stepson or whoever we have in the videos with us, letting them talk more, and I don't control the video as much. I mean, this is my channel, but I try to, it's mine and my sister's channel at this point, and, I take everything everyone tells me into consideration. I take it hard sometimes, and then I over-obsess over it, like, this is why we're doing the video, for an update. So I'm still thinking, what did I do wrong? What could I have done differently? What could I have done better? And I make other people's issues my fault, and it probably has nothing to do with us. I don't know. But we're supposed to be getting my stepson on the 30th of this month and have him the whole month of June and take him back July 4th or July 6th, something like that. We have him for a whole month. Well, he calls his dad and says, "Hey, Dad, I don't want to come. I don't like it over there, and I feel sick." I think he was probably told what to say, because I was telling my husband, I was like, how can your son be sick for 2 weeks before we get him, and then like be sick the whole month he's supposed to be here? I don't really know the situation. I really don't. But we're not getting him for this summer, and it just makes me feel a little weird, because since I've met him since he was 9 years old, we've had him every summer. But this last time, I want to say it was the summertime. Anyways,
it was Thanksgiving
when she called.
It was this summer when she called.
Okay, it was this past summer. Everything's going great. There ain't no issues, no problems, no nothing. But his mom called the walls over to our house, and then I feel like ever since then, maybe he's scared she's gonna do that again, because he said, I don't know why my mom does that or did that. And I'm like, that's something you're gonna have to talk to her about, because there was a point in time where he was here for like 2 days, not even that long, and she was blowing up my husband's phone wanting to talk to Grayson and stuff. And my husband was at work regardless, so he comes home and he's talking about it, and I'm like, well, you need to let him call her so she'll stop blowing your phone up. Well, as soon as she answered the phone, my stepson started crying and said, I don't want to talk to you. And then she said, okay, and hung up, and the next day the laws came. We don't do anything to him. He gets like that because he misses her. He doesn't explain himself, so things like this happen where now he doesn't want to come over here because he might be scared she'll do it again. Or whatever the case may be. My husband thinks that he's being told what to say because he seems like he likes it over here. We got 2 dogs and a cat. He told us to not get rid of that cat. He likes the cat. He wants his own pet, but as long as he's not with us full time, he doesn't get an animal. But he can enjoy ours while he's here. And I was going to get ready to get him, a new swim trunks and swim shirt. If the weather ever clears up and quits raining and being nasty outside and wet, we're going to be putting the pool up. We got the pool that we talked about last year. We finally got it, and I was super excited to share this time and memories and stuff like that with him. And it's like, I don't even know what to think anymore. And I know I'm not his real mom, but I am his stepmom because I did marry his dad. Parents that have a kid that doesn't necessarily want to see you, or they come up with an excuse and they want to stay with the other parent, I feel for you, because I can't imagine what my husband's going through. I don't know what he's going through, because he says one thing and another thing, where he wants to just be done with it, and he already told them he doesn't want to pay child support no more. He's just going to give his rights up, and he doesn't want to pay for his son that doesn't want to come over no more. But then he said, well, I'm just going to pay child support and not see him anymore. It's because this is like going on the 2nd time. We were supposed to get him for spring break. Then they turned around and said, we have plans. And then, so, we have jobs. So we just went to work and said, okay, well, I guess he didn't want to come. And then she turns around and says, come get him. We have lives and we have jobs. We can't just play this game of don't get him, get him. And then that call the law stuff, like that was unnecessary. So I'm surprised they haven't turned around and said, well, come and get him, because he did say he was going to quit child support and sign his rights up. And I don't think my stepson completely knows what he's talking about or what he's saying. All he says is, okay. And it's like, you really want your dad to give up his rights to you, to see you? Not that you want to see him anyways. Like, he's only 11 going on 12. He shouldn't be having these big decisions. Like, does he really fully understand? I don't know. But I'm not talking about their situation or anything to offend anybody. But me as a stepmom, I care about that boy, and I've grown up so much since I've had him in my life, and I care about him and love him and want only the best for him. And it's just real hard because we're not going to have him for the summertime, and I don't know what that's all about, but I wish him the best, and if we see him again, that's great. But right now, we're not getting him for the summertime, so to all y'all that watch, you won't be seeing him this summer in our YouTube videos, in our podcast. He wanted to do a podcast with us. We're not going to get to do that with him now. Like, we don't do a whole bunch of things with him when he's down, because we're just not financially stable to do that. We pay the bills. We got to get the cars paid and then get groceries. And you know how that goes. Then we got to start all over making that money and doing it all over again. So being an adult is very, very hard. But it's even harder when your own kid don't want to see you. And I consider him as mine because I'm married to his father. So it's just real hard, That's why I was like trying to ask my husband, like, well, what did they say? Why? You need to get down to the bottom of it. And I don't know what all that's about. I think he's just going to pay child support and then just not worry about getting them anymore. It's very, very hard. It's a bittersweet moment. I hope nobody has to go through this. But if you do, know that you're not by yourself trying to fight all these battles in life. Because let me tell you, me and my sister and husband, we fight a lot of battles. We struggle a lot. And this was just a cherry on top, I guess, of now my stepson doesn't want to come over. And I don't really get it, because why is he saying he doesn't like it over here? He could play the Xbox. We're going to have a pool. He has his own space. And I keep telling him, like, you don't have to share anything over here. You have your own space. We've shown his area before. But if he's not going to be coming over here anymore, I was already thinking about this because he is getting older. We were going to, put another bed set on it. Where we're sitting right now is eventually going to be a couch. And then right in front of, there's a window over here. We're going to be putting like a chair and footrest. Excuse me. And then, make it more like a sitting area. And then put a nice little bedspread. And, kind of update it and, make his area more grown. He is going to be 12. Eventually he'll be 16, and that's just going to be mind-blowing. So, his room, we're trying to make it, a little bit more adult-like. I've noticed when he was here, he likes to draw. He likes to play with his Legos. That's about it. And sorry if the lights are flickering. Like I said, the weather.
Yes.
But there's going to be a lot of changes in our life. I don't know if we're going to be able to get Grayson back over here for like summer times and stuff. Like, this is probably going to be this is going to be the first Father's Day that my husband doesn't have with his son. He gets him during the summertime because he gets him on the month of Father's Day because it's court ordered he gets Grayson on Father's Day. He gets his son on Father's Day, so that's why we get him in June. But I'm just going to go all out for Father's Day. We are for him and show him that we do care and we don't take advantage of him and we love him and care about him.
He deserves a good Father's Day. He works to... I'm just going to be quite honest.
He works his butt off.
He works his butt off.
Yes, and...
he has 2 jobs. Brookshire's, and the times that he's off, he goes to the small dealership here in town that we do have. And they've told him, because the people that work there, they're older people, and they're looking at him when they're gone, they're looking at him taking over. And that's a foot in the door.
Well, not necessarily gone, like they're not going to die, but like if they go to another location. They did want him to go to Paris, Texas, on the other side of Dallas, but, you know, we already have our life down here with our stepson, with my stepson, and then her son. We don't want to be too far on driving. But I don't know, I don't think we're going to get my stepson anymore. But that's all to be continued, because I really don't know. But it was just, we wanted to do a little update on our video. And the reason why we're doing a video today is because, like I said, I was supposed to go into work today. I don't know if I told y'all or not, but yeah, I was supposed to go into work, but with the weather and everything, I don't like to chance it or none of that stuff. So I'm like, if I'm not at work, I'm making a video, because my podcast and YouTube vlogs and stuff, yeah, that's another job. So I technically have 2 jobs. It's just the whole YouTube thing's going a little bit slower for me, but I do appreciate each and every one of you that watches us, whether you watch our podcast or our YouTube videos, vlogs and stuff. It's all on the same page, MB Vlogs, but this is MisUnderstood Podcast, so it's just easier for us to do it all on one. And I believe this is episode 11 or 12. It's either 11 or 12, but you'll know because I'll have it at the bottom.
Might be 12.
It might be 12, it might be 11. But you'll know because it'll be at the bottom. But I feel like we're being random and stuff like that. But we do appreciate talking to y'all and y'all listening and being misunderstood with us. That's why we picked the name, because it just fits us, because we are misunderstood a lot.
We are.
Any more you want to talk about?
In days on weather like this, we love to watch scary movies on days when it rains like this.
Yes.
It just feels like muggy gray. It just, to me, feels like one of those.
Yeah, comment down below, what do y'all like? What kind of movies do y'all like to watch on rainy days?
What do y'all like to do on rainy days? I also sometimes, if I get bored of watching a movie or a TV show, I'll go read.
Right. But we hope you enjoyed this video. There'll be more to come, but we like to do like little update videos more so than often, so that y'all keep up with us, you know what's going on, and then we have like specific ones that we do on a certain subject, like.
And something silly and crazy. The other day, we was outside taking the dogs, And I noticed them across the pay. It was a pig in our neighbor's yard when we was coming back from the grocery store. And it was still there all day yesterday. And the day before that, they were in the cemetery. 2 of them.
And then this was like the second time I've seen them. I don't know. There's pigs that roam around our town. It's weird, but we're going to catch you on another MisUnderstood podcast.